everyone, my name is Justin. Welcome to my channel, and today I am filming a recap on the results at the 2021 Skate America competition. It is the first Grand Prix of the Olympic season, which makes it so exciting. I hope all my friends who attended there live in person enjoyed themselves. I was not there, but I will be heading to Vancouver next weekend for Skate Canada International. So if you're watching this and you'll also be there, please come up and say hi to me. If you see me, I'd love to have a conversation. But back to Skate America, it was quite a fun competition so far. I will be filming the recap in the order that the events are completed. So let's go ahead and start off with the pairs. So congratulations to Russians Evgenia Tarasova and Vladimir Morozov for winning this competition with a total score of 222.50. And then by pleasant surprise, the Japanese pair Riku Miura and Ryuchi Kihara win the silver medal with a score of 208.20. And then rounding out the podium, we have Russians Alexandra Boykova and Dmitry Kozlovsky with a total score of 205.53. And we can't forget the Americans rounding out the top five. So there was Alexa Canerum and Brandon Frazier in fourth place, and then my favorite pair, Jessica Caroline and Brian Johnson in fifth. So let's start off with the gold medalists here. Evgenia and Vladimir are in a league of their own, in my personal opinion. They are very regal because their skating is just so smooth, refined. It's like strength while also being effortless, if that makes sense. So their short program was perfect technically. Their free skate, they actually started off with two major mistakes, and they were both on the side-by-side passes, which is weird to see from a Russian pair. So I believe Evgenia doubled the opening Salchow, and then Vladimir made a mistake on the side-by-side toes. That aside, everything else in that free skate was spectacular. Now, I have heard other people say that they think their programs are boring and that it puts them to sleep. Unpopular opinion, I kind of like them. I'm not a harsh critic on skaters' music choices. I like to think that a clean skate can do wonders for a program. But then again, if you're skating clean and your audience time and time again are falling asleep, that's an issue. But I actually like their Lighthouse free skate a lot. I also think this pair is very detail oriented. An example of that is they do a move where they touch each other's palms, I believe right after the triple twist and before the side-by-side toes, and it's repeated about a few more times throughout the program. And I don't know why, it's the little details like that that I notice. And they also have amazing transitions. I keep thinking of the one in and out of the death spiral. So good. They are such a strong pair, and with the first place finish here, they will likely qualify for the Grand Prix final, and I would be excited to root for them there. And then we have, I'd like to say, the fan favorite from Japan, Riku Miura and Ryuchi Kihara. Wow, they are such a joy to watch because you can tell they actually enjoy skating. Like, they love what they're doing out there. It's almost like they were skating a show. All of their elements were strong. They attacked everything, and they showed their personality. They really projected their expression upward and outward to the audience, and I just love that. So what stood out for me with this pair is their transitions. So many transitions in and out of each technical element. The one unfortunate mistake in the free skate was the hard fall on the throw triple lutz, but it didn't look like that affected the rest of their program, and it was so early on enough, and they skated well enough after that, that it didn't ruin the program at all. I was still excited for them by the time they did their final move. But amazing lifts, amazing transitions, especially on dismounts of the lifts. They are great. This silver medal is such a huge accomplishment for them. It took me by surprise, but they are reaching world level status, and I am so happy for them. It probably makes a difference that they're training with Bruno from Canada, so we can see the refinement that he's adding to their skating. So we just love that for them. I think minor mistake in the short program, but the free was a moment. If you're going to watch anything with pairs, it's the free skates of the top two. And then in third place, we have the Russians, Alexandra and Dmitry. They are a very, I want to say, younger and fresh and more dynamic Russian pair. I think with the choreography, it highlights Alexandra's flexibility a lot, especially with the transitions in and out of the elements. Again, very refined choreography. Dmitry looks a little stiff to me in the back, but he's also really strong. Again, some mistakes that were really unfortunate. I believe one of the major mistakes was in the beginning of their free skate, but it was on a difficult element, which is a triple Salchow, Euler triple Salchow. Any pair team that's attempting that gets a bow from me, because that is really difficult, a really big point getter. And then there was also another unfortunate fall. And also this long program, they really lost steam nearing the end. You could just tell the energy wasn't there anymore, and they kind of looked a bit fatigued by the end of that program. So they really had a strong chance at silver here, but they allowed it to go to the Japanese, which we're not mad about. Okay, so that's the top three there. Now let's discuss the Americans. Alexa, Canerum, and Brandon Frazier. So they were fourth overall, but we have to celebrate the fact that they were second in the free skate. Second, that is amazing, especially considering the fact that they were fifth after the short program. So the short, Brandon Frazier made the mistake on the side-by-side toes, I believe, but I think that mistake made him attack the free skate so that he made sure he didn't make the same mistake at all. And yeah, that free skate was a crowd pleaser. Let me see if I can remember what it's to. Oh, how could I forget? It was to Fix You. I know everybody's thinking of the Shibs when they hear that song by Coldplay, but I don't know. I feel like Alexa and Brandon can make this their own, because, I don't know, the choreography worked really well. The song builds, and the choreography was constructed to build with the music. Like, the lifts were on point, you know, the elements, everything looked really good. I have no complaints. The only thing is that on their throw elements, they're so huge that sometimes it looks like Alexa double foots the landing, but I can't tell. It might just be ice flying and me not seeing too closely, but that is one thing I noticed. So they're just going to want to make sure that the landings are clean. But no, Alexa and Brandon, they landed their side-by-side jumps. That's always the best part about an American pair doing well, especially internationally. Both programs were a hit. Alexa Skimeka looks gorgeous in both of her dresses, as does Jessica Kalalang, who finished in fifth overall with Brian Johnson. Moment of the weekend for me in pairs, Jessica and Brian's short program to come together. That is something that's very different for them. It wasn't the typical elegant romantic program that I'm used to seeing from them, but they did it. That is dangerous, starting off a program with your side-by-side Salchows. I think they want to give me a heart attack. That's what it is. But that short program was sold so well. Black is such a flattering color on both of them. The free skate, you know what? There were issues on both the side-by-side passes by both Jessica and Brian, unfortunately. Everything else, everything about that free program, they've used it before. Who Wants to Live Forever? It just works for me. Their lifts are world-class, in my opinion. Throw, triple twist is great. I believe it got a level 4 in the short program. But, you know, Jessica and Brian have had a rough couple months. We all know the story that was released a few weeks ago. And I'm just excited to see Jessica's name cleared and have them both back out at competition again. I am bummed that this is their one Grand Prix this season, but hey, they got some Senior B assignments and they'll be at Nationals and I'll be cheering for them. So that concludes pairs. Okay, so now it's time to talk about the men, I think it's safe to say that a lot of this competition was a disaster. There were plenty of messy programs, quite a few mistakes, some unexpected results, and some withdrawals through to injury, unfortunately. But let's just get right into it and start with the results. So from the United States, we have Vincent Zhou winning the gold medal with a total score of 295.56, and then Shoma Uno from Japan winning the silver medal with a total score of 270.68. That's quite the drop behind gold there. And then closely behind is Nathan Chen with a bronze medal with a total score of 269.37. And then rounding out the top 5 from Japan, we have Shun Sato and then Jimmy Ma from the United States. So hey, we have all 3 American men finishing in the top 5 at Skate America. That's a celebration. Let's also celebrate Vincent Zhou, because Vincent is not a fan favorite, I would say, but he did a really good job. He showed up and he had a task to do, and he knocked off all of the jumps one by one. The one major mistake I can recall is just him saving the landing on the triple axel of the short program, which, by the way, I love the twizzle moves he did afterwards. So he didn't let that mistake define his short program. He's skating to some familiar programs for us, A Starry Starry Night by Vincent for the short, and then Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon for the free skate. And I think these are 2 very good vehicles for him this season. It makes sense, especially when he does a clean program. 2 quads in the short program, including a quad Lutz. That is beautiful. And then 5 quads in the free skate. I am impressed. I got to say it. One thing I really noticed about Vincent this weekend is that he has really good spin positions. Like, he really gets down on his sit spin and does a good job of really earning his levels. And what else can I say? Yeah, I know some people are questioning the rotation calls on the quads of the free skate in the free skate, but I'm not a stickler. I don't have a sharp eye at viewing that. I will say that some of the rotations look close, but hey, you know, going for 5 quads, that is impressive to me, and I think he officially landed the most quads in the free skate. That is a lot to accomplish. Vincent Zhou, he is making a case for him to be on the Olympic team this year. He is telling everybody that Worlds 2021 did not happen. If you're unaware, at those World Championships, Vincent faltered in the short program and unfortunately did not qualify for the free skate. But hey, it's time for all of us to forget about that, right? But no, his performance at Nebelhorn and then improving upon that here at Skate America, it's hard not to make a case for him to be on the Olympic team. So yeah, enjoyed his performance quality. You know, very patient skating. Nothing was rushed, and you know, maybe he's selling the choreography a little more, but he just seemed like he was in this element this weekend, unlike a lot of the other men. So let's go ahead and move on. Shoma Uno, I'd say that his skating this weekend was very scrappy. Is that the most appropriate word? Fighting for a lot of the landings, uncharacteristic mistakes. I know in the short program I talked about in another video that he doubled the flip, which is a big mistake because then you get 0 points for that element in the short program. So you really do want to rotate your triples in that segment of the competition. But in the free skate, there were no falls per se or like noticeable pops, but the landings, oh, they were not great. Definitely under-rotated that quad Salchow attempt, and I believe it was actually called downgraded. And then I did like seeing him attempt the quad loop again. I haven't seen that in a while, but it was also not the perfect landing. You know, he just had to fight for those in the free skate, and also while in the past I've appreciated the deep knee bend that he has, most notably to save the triple axel, I'm just wondering if that's healthy on his knees and overall body long term. I know people have different opinions on his free skate being too bolero. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think it's interesting how he put a little bit of a unique twist on it. So it's not your classic Bolero program, but I don't mind it. Don't hate it. Don't love it. I will say Shoma Uno gets an A plus for me all the time with costume. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, the scores were so close between him and Nathan overall. I think about a point separated silver and bronze here. And that really showed because Shoma was third in the free skate, but Nathan just was so far behind after the short and had much more to climb that Shoma really needed to thank Nathan for making the mistakes for earning the silver medal. And then we go on to Nathan Chen, a skater I love, but his programs this season I am not a fan of. Nemesis does not need to be in a short program for him again, in my personal opinion. The competition for Nathan, he really set the tone, not in a great way, with his opening triple lutz or quad lutz in the short program. So he fell on that. That was surprising. He landed the triple axel afterwards, which, by the way, that jump is getting more secure for him. Love his transitions in and out of that element. And then the last quad was not successful. What was that combination in the short program? That was a little hop afterwards. So that landed him in fourth place after the short program behind fellow American Jimmy Ma. The free skate, that music is not something I enjoy on him. He did redeem himself somewhat because he moved up from fourth to third, but unfortunately there were too many pops, too many doubles. There weren't any hard falls, but Nathan Chen really needed to deliver all of his quads to have a chance at beating a clean Vincent Zhou. That didn't happen. I did like seeing the opening quad loop. I'm impressed by quad loops, what can I say? That being said, that element was still a little tight and stiff from Nathan, and actually he was that way throughout the entire program. He was not at ease, he was not comfortable, you could see it in his face. Yeah, the popped Lutz should have been a quad, and popped Salchow really hurt his overall score. I even think the judges were being extra nice with the program component marks. I see he has some high 8s and low 9s. Low 9s being in skating skills. I'm sorry, I'm not sure these programs showcase the best aspect of Nathan Chen's skating. I will say, I probably would have put Nathan Chen in third overall too, but it was disappointing to see. But that being said, Nathan is human. He probably had so much pressure on his back coming into this competition, being undefeated for so long, and it being the Olympic year. So if he can work out the mental struggles that he had at Skate America and learn from them and show some resemblance of his normal competitive self in the rest of the season, then I think we're in good shape. If anything, maybe Vincent Zhou will feel a new sense of pressure. So I have no idea what the rest of the season is going to look like for the American men, or even at Nationals. And Nathan Chen, we will see him next week at Skate Canada. That's not a lot of turnover time between competitions, so that will be telling to see how he performs there, especially against Jason Brown, who has amazing artistry even if his jumps aren't working. So it'll be interesting to compare those scores. But yeah, Nathan Chen, kind of not his weekend. But in fourth place, we have Shun Sato from Japan, and he was such a pleasant surprise. Unfortunate to hear about a shoulder or arm injury he had, so it made me and a lot of other skating fans question whether or not he should have been skating at all. But lovely skating skills, great attack, nice command over the ice, great use of his body, kind of like Shoma Uno, shorter size but bigger movements. So I like seeing that from him. Not perfect in either program, but he did attempt quite a few quads in the free skate, if I can double check here. Yeah, it looks like he went for 4 of them, and if I remember correctly, the first 2 passes did not go well. But hey, he got up and continued his program. I hope he has time to heal his body, because that's needed. And then Jimmy Ma from America was quite the surprise. That short program won. It's interesting to see him with a man bun on. It's different, and I think I kind of dig it, but it was odd to see Jimmy Ma skate to Swan Lake. I'm so used to seeing him skate to something more modern and energetic. That being said, he owned that short program. It looks like the quad toe is so secure for him, and especially in combination. So that's really good to see from him. So with more international experience, he can continue skating well and upping his program component marks, because if I remember correctly, I think they were stuck in the mid 7s. So if that could get up with more exposure and him growing as a skater, that'd be great. And then his free skate, I was expecting something different from the short. Did not get that. So we saw a more serious Jimmy Ma overall this weekend at Skate America. I will say the one thing that stood out to me from him was that he seems to be more aware of his body and have more control, and he really executes the choreography really well. So I'm really proud to see that from him. It's just interesting to see that he was 5th overall, but he actually finished last in the free skate, and I think that's just due to the technical content, because watching his free skate wasn't bad at all, just a couple mistakes. And then we have to give honorable mention to my favorite skater who was at Skate America, Nam Nguyen from Canada. He finished in 8th. I really wished it could have been higher, but you know, 8th place is not last. Nam did announce that this is his last season, so that makes me sad, but I totally understand that. Also, the same with some of the other skaters. I'm not sure I enjoyed his program as much this season. I'm so used to Nam playing with the audience. He does that so well, but I can understand a skater wanting to go a different route, especially if this is his last season, you know, to show us different sides to his skating. So I miss the playfulness, but Nam, you always make me smile when you skate. It's nice to see the quad Saukow has a pretty good consistency rate for him, but some of the other jumps, whew, it's tough. And I don't know what's going to happen with the selections for the Olympic team, because Canada has 2 spots for the Olympics, and Keegan Messing, Roman Sadovsky, and Nam Nguyen all want a spot on that Olympic team. Who knows if it will go to the top 2 placements at Nationals. Hopefully it goes to the 2 Canadian men who have shown the most consistency over the season. So Nam, maybe we can see a more consistent long program from you in your 2nd Grand Prix. I'll be looking forward to that. So I think that's all I'm gonna say on the men. If you want lengthy discussions, you need to get on Twitter, because I can't summarize all of that into a recap video. So yeah, check out Twitter if you need to. Okay, and I am back. I just finished watching some skating. Now, ice stance was the discipline that completed next, and I'm not gonna lie, I am ice stance stupid. I know nothing. If I try to provide commentary on ice stance, it might sound like I'm talking about football, but I am trying to appreciate ice stance over the past few seasons, because it is interesting to watch. But I am no Aaron Conley or Nicole Karpinski or Amy on Twitter. All of those folks and others are really knowledgeable about ice dance. So if you are an ice dance stan, I apologize. You can skip this part of the video. It will only last 3 minutes. I did, however, watch both the rhythm dance and the free dances of the top 3 teams, so I will provide a general and quick synopsis of that for you all. So for ice dance and the podium, it was a contest for the gold medal between Madison Hubble with Zachary Donahue and Madison Chalk and Evan Bates. Both American teams wanted that gold medal. It went to Madison Hubble and Zachary Donahue by about a point overall, but they did win both segments of the competition. And I actually agree with that result. And then in the bronze medal position, we have the Canadians, Laurence Fournier Bautry and Nikolaj Sorensen. I butcher everyone's names, whether it's skating or at my day job every day at work. It's kind of my brand, but I apologize to those I offend. So, between the 6 programs I watched, all I have to say is that there were some interesting program choices. Let's just put it that way. I'd say Madison and Zach's were my favorite, especially the Janet Jackson rhythm dance. I think they had strong speed from the very beginning, and that program really came alive towards the end after the twizzles, and the audience was really engaged. And then the free dance was something that's, more slower, subdued, but kind of classy as well, which was a good choice for them. Madison Chalk and Evan Bates, their programs were quite the choices. I'm going to be honest, for the first 25 seconds of that alien free dance, I was giggling uncontrollably. I could not stop. Once that settled, I was able to enjoy the program a little bit. Madison looks amazing as an alien. No one's going to take that away from her. And they actually performed and sold that program, I think, the best that they could. I'm just wondering if they're trying to go viral for an Olympic season, or if they want to try to gain program component marks from the judges. That's my only question. Maybe the rhythm dance is the one I prefer a little more, but even that is kind of a risky choice because it is a mashup of Billie Eilish songs, which is also quite interesting. Interesting choices overall. And then we have the Canadians. I like this team a lot. I think they are very skilled. They are a very attractive couple. The programs, the rhythm dance made me giggle too because of is it that line that's, I want your sex? It was hard for me to take them serious with that, but they do sell it well. And then the free dance was an interesting choice, very not Canadian, which is odd for a Canadian skater of any discipline. So it makes them kind of have that dynamic reputation of the skating ice dance teams, which I can appreciate, but these programs I do need to warm up to. If they keep them for the Olympic Games, hopefully it grows on a lot of us because I do respect both of them as skaters. Okay, now it's time to talk about the ladies. So the men earlier at Skate America were a hot mess. I'd say the women were opposite. We saw a lot of great skating, a lot of clean skates. There was a lot to enjoy. So if you haven't seen any of Skate America yet and want to break it up by disciplines, start with the ladies, please, because that would be, less stressful on you. So let's talk about the results. So with no surprise, the gold medal went to Alexandra Trusova from Russia with a total score of 232.37. And then it was a battle for second place, and it was close, but the Russian skater Daria Usacheva beat out Youngyu from Korea with a total score of 217.31, and Youngyu had a score of 216.97. Gosh, that's so close. And then we have Kaori Sakamoto from Japan in fourth place, Ksenia Sinitsina from Russia in fifth, and then Amber Glenn from America rounding out the top 6. Where do I start? So I just got done watching all of their free skates, and I'm trying to organize my thoughts, but a lot of them were really good. Let's just start off with Trusova. She is skating through an injury, unfortunately, right now, so we wish her a speedy and healthy recovery. But that was a gorgeous quad lutz she opened her program with, including the arm variation. All the jumps, the rest were triples, were done really well. It kind of looked like she was holding back just a little bit, but that makes sense if she was trying to focus on performing and doing these technical elements. Listen, skaters have to go through so much these days and skate through injuries. I can only respect someone for going out there on the ice and doing the best they can. If I look at her protocols, a lot of positive grade of execution marks, and then program components are in the mid to high 8s. So it'll be interesting to see how she stacks up against her other Russian teammates later this season as they compete against one another, fighting for one of the 3 Olympic spots next year, or yeah, in 2022. Gosh, that's going to be an interesting battle. I don't know what it looks like. I wouldn't want to be them. Now, in second place, we have her teammate Daria. And you know what? It was refreshing to see a young Russian skater skate a clean free skate. She did have to climb up from the short program and not attempt any quads. You know, it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty close. Her skating is very elegant and I'd say very age appropriate. I don't have much other commentary besides that, but she is young. I believe she's 15, so I do wish her success and longevity in the sport, however she hopes to achieve that. And then Young Yu, oh, please drop what you're doing and watch Young Yu's free skate. The short program wasn't the best because the triple axel wasn't there for her. Didn't work out in the short, but it was there in the free skate. She opened up her program with it and it looked beautiful. It was gorgeous. She was second in the free skate overall, so that tells you something. And then she followed that up with a triple Lutz triple toe. Beautiful. I'm looking at the protocols now. I see that the grade of execution marks were low on the triple axel. I don't care. You stand up on it, the rotation's at a quarter turn. I'm impressed. And then, let's see, the only other mistake was, I think, the landing on the double axel triple toe. But I'm not the biggest fan of the free skate. You know, the vocals from Anne Hathaway, not that Anne Hathaway's a bad singer, but Les Miserables is kind of overdone for me. But I will say I enjoyed Young Yu's rendition of that program. You can tell it felt like an emotional and personal achievement because she was practically in tears at the end of that program. Definitely emotional, and I'm so happy for her. I'm so glad that an audience was there to give her a standing ovation. She deserved it. Young Yu from Korea, so happy. So bronze medal here. I personally think it should be silver, but I'm pretty sure she's just happy with the way she skated, and she's awarded with the medal and to be on the podium. Then we have Kaori Sakamoto. Oh, I just love seeing Kaori. The free skate just shows how athletic of a skater she is. I swear she does not get tired. Where does she get her energy from? Can I have some of it? It was a very female empowerment free skate, and she kept the speed and energy up from the beginning of the program to the very end. And she did some of the more difficult combinations towards the end of the program too. So that was great for her. The triple flip, triple toe, and then double axel, triple toe, double toe. Looking at her protocols right now, all positive grade of execution marks. And hey, she got a total of a 9 in PCS for skating skills. I feel like Kaori Sakamoto is always dinged harshly in program components, and it's, you know, she doesn't really deserve that. She does deserve more. But yeah, great skating from Kaori as always. You know, I feel like it's been a little while since I've seen a clean free skate from her, just because I haven't been following skating over the summer. So I apologize if she did some amazing senior Bs. But yeah, Kaori, just a powerful skater, great speed, want her endurance. I need it in a pill. I will pay top dollar for it. Thank you. And then in 5th place from Russia, we have Ksenia Sinitsina. You know, I did watch her programs. They were nice. Also very young. I think I don't have much commentary to give on her. I did watch it. Maybe that just means I need a different program from her to feel more engaged. Anyway, I could tell she has the fundamentals of skating down. So I'm excited to see where she goes in her future. But solid enough showing here. 5th place, that can't be bad at her level. And then rounding out the top 6, we have Amber Glenn from America, breaking the 200 mark in her total score at an international competition for the first time. So that is great news for her. She placed 7th in both segments of the competition, but 6th overall. And it wasn't necessarily because she had bad skates, it's just that a lot of other women skated so well. So it was going to be extremely hard for anyone to move up in the rankings after all of the ladies skated so well. So Amber, what was missing unfortunately was the triple axel, and I only bring that up because Amber has been notorious for teasing the triple axel of her doing it in practices on social media. But if you take out that expectation of the triple axel, her programs are really nice. The free skate I actually would say is very clean. 0 negative grade of execution marks, and she just attacked every single jump. I will say it was a bit front-loaded with the jumping elements for me in the beginning, just because I think it took 3 jumping passes for us to see her emoting to the program and being more expressive. But then she got right back into attacking the jump, so good for her. Let me see if I can remember what her combinations were, how difficult they were. You know, triple flip, triple toe to open, and then triple lutz and double toe. So she really could have used a 3 jump combination just to get her tech score up a little bit more, but hey, we will take a clean skate from Amber Glenn. I hope she's really proud of herself for what she put out there at Skate America. And then honorable mention to Satoko Miyahara, fan favorite, in 7th place. Now, just because she finished lower in the standings does not mean she didn't skate well. In fact, a lot of people would say that her free skating presentation was world-class, first-rate, very elegant, very poised, very mature, kind of a skater's skater. The thing that held her back were under rotations on the jumps. And just for an example, in her free skate, she did a triple lutz, triple toe combination. Both the lutz and the toe were called under rotated, as well as other jumps. So that takes a big ding on your technical score. However, if you were just to watch her perform that free skate and not look at the tech score box in the corner, you would be moved, as a lot of other people were. So she got a standing ovation from the audience, if that says anything. And at this point, I'm not sure how much of a shoo-in she is for the upcoming Olympic Games, just because there's stiff competition in Japan. We have Rika Kihara, Kaori, and a few others. It could be Satoko. Who knows? Wakaba Higuchi is another great option to be at the Olympics. I wish everyone the best. Satoko Miyahara is now training with Lee Barkel in Canada, so we'll just have to see where that takes her in the future. But you all, I'm done. I think I'm a little exhausted with skating, but I'm back at it next week at Skate Canada, so you'll see something on my channel, at least a vlog. I'll try to capture what it's like attending a competition, because it's been a while. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.